Oh.
From Studio A at 1 Biloxi Square in Fort Worth, Texas, welcome into a Friday edition of the Grandpa and Pappy Show.
Yeah.
As we wind up the week together and hope everybody's having a great day. You've had a great week and still a lot of things going on in the land of the free. And we're going to be talking about another sore subject and a lot of people.
We do that a lot.
Right now.
We do that a lot.
Yeah, we do. And it's like, what we're going to be talking about today has been a burr under a lot of people's saddle.
Yep.
That's a Texas euphemism from all of you that are outside of the state.
That's right.
Anyway, it's still talking about the crisis at our border. It's just, Pappy is just not getting any better. I just don't know how to. I don't know how to solve it unless we go back to President Trump's immigration policies. It ain't going to stop.
Well, it's like that big giant zit when you're a teenager, you know. It's got to grow to a head and be popped, or it's just going to kind of hang around, you know.
You almost got sprayed there. Hey, thank you very much, everybody, for taking time out of your busy day to join us here on the Grandpa and Pappy Show.
Welcome aboard, everybody.
Pappy was just relaying to me the story about a couple from Montana that have moved down here to Texas and have been watching the Grandpa and Pappy Show. We appreciate that very, very much.
And I wish to God I could remember your name. Forgive me, but when I'm in the field office, I let all my...
You don't remember anybody's name.
I let my half brain cell wander around a lot. The only people that make sense to me in the field office is named Jose.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, on Monday we had a question posed to us.
Yeah.
Should Texas declare war against the invaders to our border, of which you guys had some tremendous opinions.
Oh, man.
And we've heard from several of you on it.
Yeah.
And so we asked the question today, well, okay, other than declaring war on the border, how would you resolve the border crisis?
Boom.
Bam.
Pew, pew, pew.
You know, evidently the knuckleheads up in Washington don't know how to do it, Pappy. So
that's because
hey, we've got smart listeners out there.
We do.
They've got good ideas here.
They're very savvy about how
savvy.
to cure an illness, so to speak.
Yeah, and it is so enjoyable for us, Pappy and I, to read these opinions from you folks.
Love 'em.
And before we start, I do want to tell you that your voice is so important. Don't be silent. Let us hear from you, because your voice will never be silent on this show.
Let's break that silent majority chain that's been prevalent for my whole life.
Tattooed on our forehead.
Yeah.
Silent majority. Yeah.
And I'll tell you something else. If D.C. lived as close to the border as we do here in Texas,
you wouldn't have a problem.
Yeah, it'd been resolved real quick.
Yeah.
You know?
And none of the Democrats have gone to the border.
No.
At all.
No.
You've had a Republican delegation going down there, and now the liberal media is starting to get PO'd at the Biden administration for not allowing them to go down and report on any of the facilities housing the illegals.
They issued a gag order, didn't they? Or they're talking about issuing one?
Yeah. They don't want people down there to see how actually bad it is.
I know people. They'll tell me too when I ask them.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I know some people that's down there amongst all that crap. So
and I tell you what, my honest to God, my heart goes out to all of those living in towns on the southern border of Texas and Arizona and California, where these illegals are just pouring in.
You can bet they're keeping their powder dry.
And think about the crisis it's putting on the economic situation in those towns. Not to mention
all the way across, wall to wall, up and down. Yeah.
Not to mention, you may wake up and find 4 or 5 illegals on your patio the next morning.
Sleeping in your backyard.
Yeah, they found what was it, 6 guys had broken into a bar there in South Texas and slept overnight.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I saw where they unloaded
Guy
about
goes in to
30
clean
of
up
them
his
out of a
bar and
van.
get it ready for the day, and there's 6 of them in there laying down to sleep.
Oh, yeah. You
Got
can't
'em.
do that. You can't do that unless you pay.
No, I'm afraid some. Well, I'm not going to say it. I think I would have taken a different path, but
Lord, yeah.
anyway.
Yeah,
So-
this show topic was sent in by Albert Ritchie. We appreciate that. How to Resolve the Border Crisis by Albert Ritchie.
Albert, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
How to resolve the border crisis. Well, let's take a look and see what you guys had to say about how would you resolve it.
Yeah.
And John Bossy said there is a plan that was working. Swallow your pride and move back to the plan. Jerry Blum says complete the wall, and Mike Tanner said just close the border. Easier said than done.
We could nuke them.
And if you listen, if you listen to Monday's show, there was several suggestions, Pappy, if you remember, of putting federal troops all along the border
Yeah.
and to deter them from coming across. So,
Well, and it
know,
could very well
that's
lead up to
closing the
that.
border.
But how many illegals are going to be on this side of the fence is it going to take to make that come to pass?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Don't know. That's that magical number.
That's it. Rena Golden said, complete the wall that President Trump started. Kimberly Smith Hogg also said, complete the wall. Keep them staying in Mexico. Biden's administration created the mess. They just had to change what was working because Trump created something that worked. So they just had to break it. You know, and I'm starting to agree with everybody saying it's a personal vendetta. They don't like Trump. You know, they're not going to be happy to ruin a man's life.
Anything Trump, they hate. I mean, they're not even actually attacking the problems that our country have right now. They're too busy
and his family,
trashing Trump. Sherry Briggs Cohn said, even though what President Trump did was the best way, they hate him so much that it doesn't matter to them that they now have a crisis going on.
There you go, yeah.
Wayne McKenzie said to enforce our laws, and Tuni Haha said get Trump back in office.
Please.
Please.
Hurry. Albert Ritchie, who posed today's question, said there's no real solution to this problem. I love all the opinions that are expressed here, but to me, the real problem seems to lie with the U.S. Supreme Court not upholding the laws of this country.
Bingo.
I agree wholeheartedly there. I know Biden has a right to change or reverse what Trump did, but they have no fear from the Supreme Court on changing anything. If the justices would have heard the cases on election fraud and listened to the evidence gathered, they may have declared the election as fraudulent and called for another election.
Which they could.
Yeah, they still could, yeah. Of course, I'm not a lawyer, but it just seems logical. And I agree, Albert. That's very well said. Yeah.
Absolutely. That is a wonderful opinion by the gentleman who posed the question of the day.
Yeah. I mean, what's it going to take? Are we going to have to buy them off with even more tax dollars?
Well, stop and think about that for just a second. If the Supreme Court had have had the cojones to listen to the lawsuits brought against the elections by President Trump's team, and they had a lot of evidence too, and people who swore out affidavits under perjury and threat of jail time. If they would have listened to all of this and declared that what Albert said, that the election was fraudulent, they could actually call for a new election. Now, stop about that and think about that. If they did that, Pappy, you realize that this time they would have all kinds of observers watching.
Oh, yeah.
And when they lock the door at 7 o'clock, there's no 100,000, 600,000 votes coming in at 2.
That's right.
You know?
Lock the doors, unplug the phone.
Oh, it sure would have saved us a lot of headaches.
I mean, and it shows me one thing. The reason they're not doing anything about it is because they're part of the problem. You know, I mean, money talks.
Yeah, and I just
You
don't
know what
understand them.
walks,
Just don't understand them.
That's crazy. Where are we here?
Wendell.
Wendell Glenn Pugh said, if you want border security, then defend the border with lethal force against any and all who cross illegally, which is what they do all over the world. We're not allowed to. Michelle Tipton says to close the border and complete the wall. Roger Simmons asked Wendell, do you really want a lot of blood on your hands using lethal force?
Well, we discussed that in detail on Monday.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that.
That is the exact premises or the exact thing that happened that created the land of the free. You got to take it, you know.
That's true.
Now, the way they did it, I disagree with wholeheartedly, but hey, that's history. You can't do anything about history.
No.
Can't change it.
You can learn from it.
By God.
If you'd let yourself.
Yeah.
Sandy Layla Armistead says to close the border, finish the wall, and have heavy border patrols. TJ Sanchez said to run out the border the same way Mexico does, but the opposite way back. Alice Harvey said complete the wall, put the border patrol to work, document everyone coming or going, and no freebies to non-Americans.
By God.
There you
well
go.
said.
I was just saying it like it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Jen R. Earhart said, here's a crazy idea. Immigration seems like the screens they have in New York. Is there anything like that down there? Rose Atwater said, I don't know if they do, but wouldn't matter anyway. The Biden administration has issued an open invitation.
And they have. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Shirley Mills says to complete the wall.
Yeah.
Check them as they come across. Give them some time to get a job with a green card. If they don't get one, deport them.
It's what they used to do.
Yeah. If they become criminals, deport them.
Yeah.
Everyone deserves a chance at a better life, but they have to work for it.
That's well said, Shirley. It really
Let
is.
me ask you a question, Pappy.
Yeah.
If Governor Greg Abbott came on television to all of us Texans and said, hey, since we can't get anything from the federal government, if we raised your taxes 1 cent on all sales taxes, gas taxes and stuff, and raise funds to build or complete the wall across the Texas border, would you go for it?
Hell yeah.
Oh, I would in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you bet.
There's a hint, Governor.
There you
Now, Senator Cruz, you need to get Governor Abbott back there in the corner, pour him a little scotch, and bring that up.
Push him up to the edge of that bridge and go, we need to talk, Goob.
That's it.
Sean Atwater seemed to agree with Shirley, saying absolutely complete that wall. It is okay if people want to come to our country to start a new life, but just do it the right way. Apply for entrance and go through the vetting process. It's the only fair way.
And they are absolutely correct.
It's kind of way beyond that point anymore. That's what I'm thinking.
I agree. Well, we got lots more of your opinions coming up. First of all, we're going to take a short time out, and we'll be back with you right after this.
Yep.
There we are.
We're back.
There we are.
Technical difficulty there.
Catchy tune, though.
Anyway, there was a lot of crickets there for a minute.
That's
I don't
right.
know what, but Special K has her hands tied over there with so many things she's trying to do. God bless her. I'll tell you. Let's get back to your opinions on our question of the day today, which was submitted to us by Albert Ritchie.
Yeah.
How do we resolve the border crisis, which is a hot topic with a lot of people right now,
Especially us Texicanos.
especially as Texans. Well, those Arizonians and California should be very, very concerned because they're pouring over their borders right now
They're
too.
getting sick of it. Yeah.
And all those liberals in California running your government over there, they're gonna keep pouring money into them and asking the federal government to bail them out. So that just rubs me the wrong way, I'm telling you. Back to your opinions. James Graham said, put all the reserves that are in Washington down at the border and give them permission to use their weapons that they're trained to use.
Yep.
Mike Bradley said, yeah, that would really work, but you would provoke a worldwide condemnation of the United States.
Well, I'd rather have that happen than everybody laughing their ass off at us for being stupid. You know? God.
Yeah, I guess you could look at that several different ways, couldn't you?
And we do.
Yes, we do.
Marty Blackwell Briscoe said, lend a helping hand, but don't make us pay forever. Chris Schomburg says, don't allow them to cross the border in the first place. Ship back across the border all who have crossed in recent weeks. We have no obligation to these people. They're violating our laws.
And they are.
And that, I mean, do I feel for them? Yeah, I feel for them. Anybody that's distressed or whatever, I feel for them. But
And
hell.
I keep going back to what Albert said, Albert Ritchie,
Yeah.
about the Supreme Court not stepping in.
That's where it starts.
The Supreme Court has got to uphold the laws of the United States of America.
Otherwise, what the hell are they there for?
Exactly. That's my point.
That's
exactly.
why they're there.
Yes. Well, I don't know what to say. Tracy Sanchez said, I hate that they're doing this. Karen Green says, if it will help, finish the wall. I do not want illegals allowed in our country unless they do it legally.
Amen.
I just want to be clear. You're proposing firing upon illegal people not only from Mexico, but Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador that are, for the most part, unarmed? The Alamo was attacked by an organized army.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Well, they're not all unarmed.
Well, yeah, they have
They're not all unarmed.
they have confiscated some weapons by those coming
The
across.
cartel is some of the main ones coming in, and they are definitely armed.
Hell yeah, they're armed.
So that, all the MS-13
Yeah.
people and all that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Let me ask you a question, amigo.
Yeah.
What the hell do you think would happen to you if you tried to enter just Mexico illegally?
I would have so many weapons pointed at me.
You'd probably be digging lead out of your ass before you even cross the river.
Oh yeah, they
Or
would
Canada,
never find
same
my
thing.
body.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, Lordy. Bobby Bailey said to reinstate all of Trump's border security policies. And I agree. Crawford Young says, until you have leadership willing to enforce the laws that are written, what good is a new idea? That's pretty well said right there.
He scares me.
He does.
Crawdaddy, you're scaring me, man.
His eyes were even clear last time I saw him. That scared the hell out of me.
You're making a lot of sense
right.
here.
Common sense.
I
It's
love
two
old
words.
Crawdaddy. When he speaks, listen.
He's a deep thinker.
Yes, he is. James O'Donnell says he has been reading the comments, and no one has hit upon what I think the real answer is.
Yeah.
Stop letting them work here illegally.
Yeah.
Stop giving them free food, and stop giving them free medical care.
Yeah.
If you have a mouse problem in the house, buying traps and putting out poison will only get a few gone. If you really want them to leave your house, then take away the food and where they live to make sure they leave. Walls and detention are only going to work for so long. Karen Green agreed by saying, amen.
And James, my opinion on it, I mean, it's so far out of hand. If you cut off all the resources that you've given, I mean, these are people of destitute. They don't have that much to lose by fighting for what they feel like they need, which is a home and 3 squares a day, to feed their kids and educate their kids. I mean, what extent would you go to do that?
Boy, that's a double-edged sword right there. I'm telling you.
Well, I've been shot before,
first of
so
all,
I wouldn't go that far.
I wouldn't be in another country illegally in the first place.
That's it.
I just would not.
We were raised
But if
better
it
than
came down to making sure that my family had something to eat and everything, I might be doing the same thing. I just don't know, and I won't ever be in that situation where I'm in another country and having to fend for my family.
And here's my take on that. If we, the United States, are going to spend billions and trillions of dollars on the illegal border crisis, why not just give it directly to them? Build a wall. Give them the money. Throw it over the fence. Let them do what the hell they want to do with it. I mean, why? I mean, just like I
that's
said,
a thought.
it's an open invitation. If it's going to cost the hell out of us anyway, why not give it to them? Keep your ass at home. Build a new house, whatever.
Well, I'll tell you, the cartels would have it.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And that's what they would do. Tiffany Miller said to send some people over there to get dirty and find out for themselves what the heck is really going on.
We already know.
The problem is that no one is constant, corrigible, or conservative enough to stay consistent with the law, peace, and justice that actually serve a purpose.
Well, that's because they're getting paid not to.
Here we go. There's some more of that deep thinking here.
Tiff, I've been over there a few times. I've been over there in work, and I've been over there on vacation.
Excuse me.
And just to see what's going on over there is enough to scare the bejesus out of you, In fact, it's cut me off pretty short on my visits over there before.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Let's see here. Sabrina Monk-Drabing simply said, go back to Trump's way. Matt Bannister said Texas could fund finishing the wall, then establish its own border patrol that is not funded by the federal government.
Mm-hmm.
Karen Green came back to agree, saying maybe it could be a branch of the Texas Rangers.
All right.
Bring back the Rangers, by God.
Let them Texas Rangers go down there.
Where's Paladin when you need him?
Where's Walker when you need him,
Yeah, he could, that'd save on a salary cap.
Absolutely.
He'd go there by himself and take care of it.
Well, I'll tell you, it's kind of crazy. It really is. Let's see here. Colin Lee Bailey finished up this segment by saying the idea of bloodshed along the border should be appalling to everyone. Right. I do believe, however, that by placing enough troops along the border states will deter illegals from crossing the border. Yeah. They also need to understand that those troops have the authority to enforce illegal entry, including escorting them right back across the border. Yeah. There are times when lethal force may be necessary, but I believe it would be humanitarian just to send them back where they came from.
Well, he's got a good point. I mean, it is a crying shame that bloodshed is involved, but let's stop and think back, 70 years? We had to go across the big ponds. Yeah. And create some bloodshed on both parties, just for you to have that right to have that opinion. So keep that in mind.
Well, that brought up another question. With all these people coming across, controlling the COVID by sealing the borders. And Adam Smith said, you still don't get it. They're using the coronavirus to control us. Yeah. That's the point. Yeah. It's not as dangerous as you've been led to believe. Crawford Young said, duh, hence the name Corona. I see Daddy again.
I hadn't looked up the definition of Corona yet, but you can bet I will today, Crawford, because I'm sure that's what you're basing your comment on. David Harvey said, absolutely. Johnny Northcutt said, get back to a country of laws. Put Americans first, close the borders, and take care of the vets.
Bingo.
Then you can worry about the rest of the world.
I couldn't agree more, Johnny boy.
Just like Mama said, charity starts at home, bro.
That's exactly right. Mary Adams Childers said, yes, you're absolutely right. Mm-hmm. We need to worry about our own people first, and then if you have something left over, we can worry about all the other aliens.
There you go.
But in the meantime, they just need to put the children back on the bus and immediately send them right back to Mexico and turn them loose for their people to take care of. Yeah. I fear that these young people are going to be used for the sick things that are happening in our country to our own children. Yep. It seems we have a country that is full of pedophiles. Seal our borders and stop this craziness.
Just as simple as that, I guess.
Bingo.
It kind of makes me wonder what's the difficulty there.
Pistol packing Miss Mary.
By God. Mm-hmm. Paul Allen, finally but not least, Paul Allen Smith said what the Biden administration has done is to embolden all of the people coming from other countries by putting out the welcome sign.
That's exactly correct.
All they want to do is ensure that they'll vote Democratic from now on, so they'll never lose the White House again.
That's it.
Wouldn't you come if you was promised benefits, Medicare, and a place to live? Which, we hit on that a little while ago.
Yeah, you did.
And you continue to say, damn right you would. I probably would too.
Well.
All of this crisis is on the shoulders of Biden and his liberal his liberal cronies that are so happy to have their hands on America's checkbook.
Boy, that's the truth.
Free money. Well
Boy,
said,
ever since
Paul.
they've come into
Well
office,
said.
they've been writing checks right
I
and
wish
left.
they'd give me some free money.
No kidding. That'd be great.
Well,
Thank
I
you
mean,
very much for your opinions. Let's take a look at some of the viewer comments that we received in over the week.
Okay.
Allie Jameson said, I saw your show asking if we watched President Biden's speech. I did for a while, but I turned it off after he kept repeating himself and taking credit for President Trump's achievements. It was a shame.
Crying shame.
It was a shame.
Kind of a laughing shame to me.
It's true.
Mark Green says, we need to do a show on when the Democrats will invoke the 25th Amendment on Biden. I don't think
It's
that's gonna
coming.
happen.
Trust me,
It is.
it's coming.
It's going to happen. It'll be a forced issue, though.
Yeah.
J101.
There you go. It is such a shame that they are parading him around when it's clear he does not have all his faculties. Boy, I bet our enemies are licking their chops about now.
Yes, they are. We just
did.
talked about
Yeah,
that
we did.
actually just a while ago.
Sitting over there rubbing their hands.
Yeah. Let's see here, like a dog looking at a bone and licking them lips.
with bad intent.
Jerry Thompson said he is really proud of Texas Governor Greg Abbott. I admit that I did not like him at first, but the man has some balls. I like the way he's standing up for the Texas people to the bullies in Washington. I couldn't agree, Jerry. I couldn't agree more.
I just hope he can make it happen. And last but not least, to end today's show, Margaret Redding said, I just finished reading some comments from your viewers on raising Social Security amounts, and I agree with them. My parents worked hard all their lives, and quite frankly, if my brother and I didn't help them, they could not live month to month on what they get. They don't live extravagantly, but their amounts barely covers rent and utilities. We've been buying their groceries and giving them a little extra for gas, but damn it, that's going up too. It never ends. You know,
Well, Margaret, let me
sad but true.
yeah, let me say, God bless you and your brother
Yeah.
for taking care of your parents, and I hope our legislators, I wish that they could hear what she just said.
Yeah.
You will know the plight of senior citizens, and you're spending trillions of dollars on people that are not Americans, and that just gets my blood boiling. Just kills me.
Crazy.
There's only so many times you can hit them in the head with the dumb bat, you know.
Well, pretty soon. Pretty soon. Gives you the ability not to think right.
Yeah, no kidding.
what they're trying
No
to do.
kidding. Let's go fall up some stairs today, okay? Anyway, it's been a lot of fun today. We thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to join us, and more importantly, to take time out to comment on our question of the day.
Now, you guys are awesome, man.
If you have a question, concern, or a suggestion for a show, it's easy to do. There's ways to do it.
Yep.
Right over my shoulder there. Go to our email account at grandpaandpappy@gmail.com.
That's a good way right there, by God.
Or
you can hit us up directly on our show website page, which can be found at www.grandpaandpappy.com. That's grandpa and the letter N, pappy.com.
that is correct.
And while you're there, you'll see that big red button. It'll take you straight to our YouTube site, where you can watch one of any of 140 previous shows. You can hit our podcast page. You can even subscribe. We love subscription.
Absolutely.
We're number driven.
It's free.
Free.
Freedom.
People are a little partial to that word these days, I think.
Yes, they are. Yes,
Well,
they
how
are.
much is this free thing going to cost me? It's not going to cost you one thin penny, okay?
You can go to our Facebook group page, the Grandpa and Pappy Facebook group page.
Yep.
There you'll be able to see all of the opinions, or a lot of them, that are expressed on our questions of the day, which are unedited before they hit the
I like that
program.
more better. Yeah. 'Cause that's true. That's true feelings there.
And you can also do your comments and concerns there.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been a lot of fun today. Thank you so
It
much
has.
for joining us, everybody. We always tell you, as we end every show, to reach out and hug your kids and let them know you love them.
Let them know we love the dickens out of them too, right here at the Grandpa and Pappy Show. By God,
Absolutely.
take care of one another.
Absolutely. Till we see you again.
We're all we have left.
That's exactly right. Till we see you again, God bless you. God bless America. And we'll see you back on Monday with another fresh show of the
There
Grandpa
you
and
go.
Pappy
Have
Show.
an awesome weekend,
Till then,
everybody.
take care.
Love you.
Bye-bye.